Looks like we're here. Finally. Making sure we're going live here. I'm waiting for it to go on YouTube. This may be on the show, but it's not on the thing yet. This may be on the show, but it's not. Well, it is. So it's just delayed on my end. Here we go.
You're watching the podcast race. Get ready for a wild ride. Cruising comedy chaos. All the fun you didn't know you needed. Right here, right now. Welcome to the podcast race.
Welcome, everybody, to the Podcastaways. This is the only podcast that is both live and insane. So, welcome, everybody, here. If you thought last week was crazy,
Muy loco.
we got some live cam footage for all of you. This is
It's
a little
deep.
risky. Now,
It's going to be tough.
we might get banned for this. So this may be the last episode ever. This may be the last episode of the Podcastaways. That's
why our background is Carnival Cruising Podcastaways, because we're trying to fool
I
you.
guess it is. Because we never changed that, did we?
We're trying to fool YouTube.
Oh,
We're going to
man.
cancel Carnival Cruising Podcastaways.
Hey, Will, welcome, man. Hey, so, okay, here we go. This is, hide. If you have children, small children, turn their heads. Here it is.
What?
Oh, my God.
That's awesome.
Here's our image today. It's out in the Philippines. They're selling rice, among other things.
Eggs. It's 13 hours ahead of us here in Central Time. If you notice in the top right corner, it is October 29th, 2024. We are bringing you the future. See, that's what we do here at the Podcastaways. We
That's
don't
crazy.
just worry about the present and the past. We're showing you what the future has to offer.
Oh, God. Well, this is quite the view.
Oh boy, in the back packing rice.
Yeah, he's out there packing rice.
So,
They're actually watching us live on the show.
on
So
their phone. Yes.
everyone say hi.
Tell them to wave in the comments,
Yes, absolutely.
and they'll wave. They don't understand. They don't understand English, so they just hopefully they would see us waving at them and they would wave back. But
Absolutely.
it's
They're
not
not though.
that's not happening.
But I was gonna see. I'm gonna switch it over to Key West. We're gonna
Yes.
see if they still got a view of the Margaritaville at sea. Probably not by this point. It's that's not even it.
Oh, that's wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What?
That's a lot of deer.
That's a bunch of deer. Oh, and there's a buck in there chasing some does around.
Mm-hmm.
That's there it is. Look, you can still see it.
Can you?
Or no, that's not it.
I don't think that's it.
That's the bay. That's a different view even. Yeah. They moved the camera.
Well,
Oh, shucks.
we had a really good view. I wish we got a video of it or something because
Can you back up on it? Can you just back up on the actual stream like you can on this one?
I could, but it takes a lot of rigmarole.
Okay. Never mind, folks.
So
I tried.
for Streamlabs. Yeah, you tried. It would have worked, but it's one of those things that we're watching it happen, and Gary, you made a pretty good observation.
I don't really want to talk about that observation that I made because
Why?
I want to encourage people to sail on this ship because
right.
I myself am going to encourage or wanting to sail on it. I will say though, however, as the ship was pulling away, and it was, we were seeing the bow. It was cool and stuff. But then it turned port side. And when it turned port side, there it is right there. That is port side. And there you can see it. There you can see it. Port side. One of the lights on the side of the ship that is above, I think, 3 or 4 ocean view cabins.
Yeah.
Was just steady blinking. Steady blinking. And
I'm trying to get that view that we had.
Yes, it's still blinking.
So if you can see, there is like
there's several
6 cabins that's got windows right under that.
And, yeah, Steve says it's a SOS.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it's just steady. It's on a steady. So I think SOS is like a doop, 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 doop,
yeah,
doop, something like that. But I don't know Morse code. But
no.
And so I was like, okay, I'm sorry, but if I was on that ship, I'm not, guys. I am golden. I try to remain golden, but I probably would be going to guest services if that was going to be doing that at night and my curtains didn't close all the way.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's
so. Growing up as a child, I actually would. I grew up in the country, and so I didn't have much light at night. And then like one day they put a light pole right outside my window, and yeah, this is like a nightclub, and I actually hated that so bad. I shot it out with a BB gun once, and they would just come and replace the bulb. I was so not happy about it. But
oh man, yeah, that right there
that would drive me nuts.
That will. All right, so I'm watching my phone and I'm watching. It hasn't popped up to where we can post it yet, but that is the Margaritaville at Sea Islander. So, and that is the next ship that I can't say that's the next ship that I'll be sailing on, because the next ship I'm sailing on is probably the Carnival Venezia. But other than that, that one right there. Well, then I'm sailing on the Carnival Valor.
So this one's
and then I'm sailing on the Carnival Luminosa.
Basically,
yes. This is the Spirit. Yes, this is the Costa ship that Margaritaville at Sea bought, and now this is the one that sails out of Tampa. I'm pretty sure, because I mean the funnel the funnel is the same as their Costa ships.
You can kind of see up there where it looks like they can open it up like they do on the Spirit.
Yep, and he says that's a Spirit class ship. So yeah. So that's it. That's I'm thinking, because I do not think, the last I checked, the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise does not go to Key West. Whenever I was looking, it was only like Bahamas and back. Okay. And so the Islander that sails out of Tampa goes to Key West, and then it also runs over to Progreso, Costa Maya, Belize, and Roatan.
Yeah.
So, but yes, so that's where it's at. But yeah, like I say, I mean, that one solo light just sitting there flashing and just flashing and flashing. That if I was in one of those 3 rooms, I think I would be at guest services. Yeah,
I don't think I could do it. But if I could keep the curtains closed, maybe. But Trevor Shelby approved. So I kind of want to get this out of the way, and we'll discuss this for just a minute, and we'll kind of move on, because we did kind of discuss this on the podcast and everything. And so I think we've discussed this a little bit on the live. We've been setting up this group cruise idea and concept, and we're trying to get everything together. We're going to do it in a way where we can include as many people as we can that are listeners and want to do that. So I finally got the final results, and we got a few more votes in, and these are the final results. I would call them the final results. There may be some late results throughout the whatever time people find the link or whatever, but this is kind of where we're at. So we have a total of 15 responses right now.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. And the we'll just kind of go down the list
Hey,
here.
real quick, can we go back to the shop in Manila?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
I mean, that's more entertaining than watching the Margaritaville at Sea send its SOS distress signal. Oh, they're back to watching us. Okay, see, we want to
they're
give
back
them.
to watching us.
They're
Pet
watching
that cute
us,
little puppy.
and so we want to. Yeah, exactly. That's wow. Okay, but
So-
we want to watch them while they support us. So
Yeah, absolutely. This is how we support our listeners, and
right.
our viewers. But so we have we're just gonna go down the list right now. Galveston, Texas got 8 votes.
okay,
New
wow,
Orleans,
over half.
Yep. New Orleans got 9 votes.
What? Nola in the house.
Mobile, Alabama got 4 votes.
Mobile.
I love how it triggers you. So
Every time. Triggers Teresa too. You should have heard her when we were listening to the podcast this past weekend. Why does he keep saying mobile or mobile? It's mobile.
Orlando got 4 votes.
Okay. Port Canaveral.
Miami got 6 votes.
Oh, okay.
Jacksonville got 1 vote.
Jayville.
Tampa, Florida got 2 votes.
Okay.
And the wild card out in LA, 3 votes. So
looks like Nola.
Yeah, so we're looking at
Nola or Galveston. We're going to
Nola or Galveston is probably where we're looking. The closest next to that is Miami, Florida, which got 6 votes.
Mm-hmm.
So we
and let us be sure that we say, I mean, yes, Trevor and I voted. However, that's not everybody who voted. I mean, obviously 9 people voted for Nola. I didn't fill the ballot box by putting in like 8 other fake accounts. Okay, we can supply names if we need to supply names for those that are upset.
Absolutely have everyone say that's exactly why I have the name filled on there. And what cracked me up was, and I mentioned this before, was we had 2 sets of votes from Will, and I was like, wait a minute. And then I realized we do have 2 Wills in the group that had voted. And so that was just really funny. So, but I do have all the information. So we'll see. So the next thing that we're really going to be kind of looking at is what type of cruises there are out of those kind of ports, and kind of looking at what are we looking for in a ship and what are we looking for in a destination. So there you go.
Exactly.
But
so we're excited.
And along with that is going to be what time of the year or what month. And
2026 is the year. We know that much. But we don't know exactly. And we know it's not going to be in January or in May. We know those 2 things.
Yes. So. But yeah, that is that out of the way. We'll get those posted probably this weekend. We'll get the next set of votes in. So, watch out for it in the Carnival Cruising Podcastaways Facebook group.
Yes, not our Podcastaways page. That's not the one. This is CCP stuff that we're just covering over here on the Podcastaways. So
absolutely.
And some of you might be wondering, why do we have the Podcastaways and why do we have CCP? Well, we felt a little restricted with CCP, right? Because it says Carnival Cruising Podcastaways. And so there's more than cruising than just Carnival. I put a poll out a couple months ago that asked people, what all cruise lines have you cruised on? And while Carnival still had the majority of the votes, there were still a lot of votes for other cruise lines inside of that vote. So that showed us that we do have in our fan base, quote unquote, our cult, that we have people who are not just Carnival loyal. So we said, well, let's open it up. Let's broaden the spectrum. And so that's, we're going to keep Carnival Cruising Podcastaways for now. It's not going anywhere. But we started the Podcastaways as well, just as another outlet to be able to talk about all cruisers and cruise lines and even land-based travel.
Yeah, that was what I was going to add was, we may spend a day just not even talking about cruises. We may be talking about other things as well. We got a good question in the chat here. Steven asked, what is your process in picking a non-group cruise? Is it
on the Margaritaville at sea? what time is it going to be that's not going to be one of my other cruises. And can make sure that I can get it for free because I'm a veteran.
Hey, there you go. Well, when I look at non-group cruise, I'm thinking of just a regular old cruise. I'm just picking something out, and I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. And typically, it involves, as some people don't believe this, but it does involve my wife and that process. And we do some looking around, trying to figure out what's affordable, what we can do, and see. Do we have any family that want to go? And so we kind of base it around everyone's availability, and we kind of go from there. I'm lucky that a lot of people in my family, like my parents and my sister and my kids, they all like cruises. So,
right.
If I'm going to do a whole shindig thing, it can be a big deal, or it could just be me and Megan. So,
and I'll be honest. I mean, in all truthfulness, Trevor and I were just going to do I don't want to call it a couples cruise, but
couples cruise.
Trevor and I were just him and I were just going to go off on a guy's cruise. And we had all types of other cruise people and cruise lines that we were looking at. And then we finally settled on this one. And then we decided, oh, wow, Will G, I'm so sorry, man. Oh, well, you don't cruise on Carnival again until FRGC3. Oh. Okay, I thought you didn't cruise again until FRGC3. Oh, man, that's a long time. But where else are you? What other lines are you cruising on? Let's get in that. Drop that in chat. But what I was saying is so Trevor and I just decided, hey, we're going to do a guys cruise. Teresa really doesn't want to cruise right now because she's teaching. Megan, she doesn't have the time off or whatever. Mm-hmm. And
she was cool with it. So
yeah, and she was cool with it. So Trevor and I said, well, hey, let's just do a quick little weekend cruise and go somewhere. And then the next thing you know, we did it, and then we opened it up to everybody and said, hey, if any of the other guys want to join us, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, and well, Brandon jumped in there, and we're still looking at maybe Will G, as he says, unless I go in February. And you can bring Joanna if you want. I mean,
Yeah. All seriousness, we don't really care if you bring. Yeah, it doesn't have to be all guys.
I mean, she'll have to wear the Carnival Cruising Podcastaways Dude Cruise, 2025 shirt. But hey.
We could actually see about putting together a dudette version.
We could put Abraham Lincoln's wife on it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Miss Lincoln, whatever.
Yeah. Martha Lincoln. Was her name.
Martha Lincoln. Okay. I thought it was Anne. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anne just seems like a old school. So Brandon says I'm the three Ed wheel. I think it was the third, but I thought of special ed at first whenever I saw it. But yeah, you are that. Yeah, you just put this stuff on the chat. We're still working on that side of things.
Yeah, okay. I'll keep my hands off the chat.
My sailing sign got turned around there. I want y'all to. I don't know if y'all can see that in the live, but here, let's see. I got a little bit of cord. Look at this. Whoop whoop whoop. Oh man, I want y'all to see that. And look at that. There's a gold card because I'm golden. But, oh, wow. So Will says he has 3 Royals, an NCL, and an MSC all booked. So
very cool.
Awesome. The MSC, we got some MSC news. I know we're going to be talking about MSC tonight. But, yeah, so that's it. That's the Carnival Cruising Podcastaways group cruise, dude cruise for 2025. But also, if you notice that in there, that's a whoop, whoop. Oh, I don't know how close I can get. Look at this. This type of camera work is not on any other live, guys. How many other people grab their camera and move it around for you to be able to look? That is the soon to be released Carnival Cruising Podcastaways lanyard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a special. I haven't even approved this through Trevor Shelby yet, but you know what? Guess what? I'm pretty sure that it is Trevor Shelby approved.
So hang on. I got the stamp ready. So let's.
Okay. For the next 5 t-shirt orders on ccp.cruisingswag.com, you'll receive a free Carnival Cruising Podcastaways lanyard.
What? Hang on. Approved 3 times.
Approved
Love
3
it.
times. All right.
There we go.
Brandon
Man.
says, I'm going to be sleeping. Oh, you got to click that because you have the chat options.
I thought you
No,
were
I
running.
said you were going to run the chat.
Oh. I
So
don't wanna
Brandon
run
says,
the
I will
chat.
be sleeping on the couch and you two can share the bed. Well, guess what, man? We've got it
Oh.
set up into to singles, into twin beds. So
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. And, depending on how everybody sleeps, I may be trying to sleep on Serenity. So,
from what I understand, I snore, but I have been told that I don't snore that loud. So you might want to bring earplugs.
I do snore. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
snoring
y'all
doesn't
might be
bother
trying to
me.
get away from me. But, yeah.
Hey, do us a favor, guys. Copy the link of the live and share it to somebody and see if they can come in and watch.
Absolutely. So, I have something that I would like to bring up because I just like to bring things up. I mean, let's do this more naturally. Hey, speaking of people that sell rice, did you know that there is a measuring contest between Disney cruises and Carnival?
Don't say.
Yeah. So Disney has...
So the way they're measuring that rice in the background by putting it in the bag, Carnival and Disney are having a measuring contest.
Yes, they
It's
are.
not like
definitely.
it's not like a man measuring contest, is it?
Well, it is a measuring contest. I'll put it that way.
Oh, wow.
So they're boasting that their new ship, the Disney Adventure, is going to have the longest roller coaster at sea.
Say it ain't so.
Yes,
They're putting a roller coaster on a ship.
Oh yeah,
They couldn't
Yeah.
do anything original, like I mean, something that wasn't already done by Carnival.
We said we weren't going to attack other cruise lines. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, edit
Oh,
that
no.
out. Edit that out. Edit that out.
Yeah, edit it. Yeah, that'll be in there.
Here,
Yeah.
mark for edit.
So they have their track. It's pretty long, 820 feet of track. So it's it's a pretty big deal. Suspended
How
30
long's the
feet
bolt?
in the air.
I'm gonna look up how
And-
long Bolt is. I want to see if Bolt's 819. I'm writing Disney.
But they it is a pretty fantastic looking ship. It is. I mean, the roller coaster, it doesn't appear to be that much bigger than Bolt, but from a lot of the photos that I've seen. So let me.
All right, I've got the answer. So are you ready?
Yes, drum roll.
So
Hang on. Hang on.
Okay. I'm waiting.
You do it so much better than me.
Okay. That's good. You did great. So the track link on Carnival boat varies by ship, but it is generally around 800 feet. So the boat roller coaster on the Carnival Celebration is an 800-foot track. Mardi Gras, it is an 800-foot track. On the Jubilee, they got shorted. Kindle Fire, we're not going to comment. Oh my gosh, 722 feet. I'm just going to be quiet about Kindle liking shorter tracks.
Okay. Well, I will pull up here the.
Okay, so Brandon or Will G asked a question. Is that the ship that they bought that was being built by another company?
Sure.
Ooh,
This is the ship.
I can tell you this much. It is going to be based in Singapore and cruising Southeast Asia. So that's all I know about it, because I just looked it up while Trevor was talking about it, just to verify that he was saying the right numbers, because Trevor seems to, say things that aren't. No, I'm just kidding, Trevor. I'm just kidding.
Hang on, I gotta hit that button since.
But that's so that's where it's at.
Well, I'm gonna switch this view here. So
So Carnival has given us some Tam Tam. Hey, well, Tam Tam, welcome to the show. I'm not sure.
hey, you're a little muted.
I'm a little muted. No
Yeah,
way.
you're better now.
Oh,
Hey, Tab Tab.
all right. So I'm not sure who you are, but hi, Tam Tam. Nice to see you. Nice.
Welcome.
Yes. Okay, so Will G's okay, I'll get to that in a second. But Carnival has given us so many amazing offers from the casino from the first cruise. I have 9 free cruises booked
What?
with free suites and balconies. So I'm going to be Carnival for the next 2 years. I do not blame you. I would be Carnival as well. Hell,
Yeah,
Carnival's only giving me
100%.
1 free cruise and I'm still Carnival. So, or that I've taken. They've offered me more, but I wasn't able to take them because they just weren't the right timing.
Yes.
So,
No, that's amazing. That's
and then people go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I went on one cruise. I didn't do did not do casino, and they gave me a free cruise offer. It was back when they did that lottery thing way back when, and I got a free cruise. It was fun, and but I'm not a casino person. But believe me, it really makes me feel like I should be.
Well, hey, Tam Tam, tell us what cruise. I don't want to try to stalk your cruises, but for free balconies in 2026, who knows? Maybe one of those could be the CCP group cruise for
What?
2026, and you just get to go for free.
Yeah, definitely. If you don't already, listen to us over on Carnival Cruising Podcastaways on all your podcasting networks. Where it's a lot more entertaining than live, but it's.
What? This is amazing. What are you
This
talking
is
about?
amazing. It was a lot more amazing last week. So
Speaking of last week, hey, look there. That's what we were watching last week. That's, oh wow, that's the one that. Okay, this is a view that I was.
no
waiting.
deer there.
No
So
deer on that one.
here we are in Key West now. So I don't know. I like the idea of roller coasters at sea.
It is a huge ship, Brandon. It's
Yeah.
It's a 6,000 capacity just at regular capacity, 208,000 gross ton ship. So it's rather large. It's very close to I don't know if that would be an Oasis size or not, but let me type it in and find out.
Well, and just to talk about it for a second here, I'm all for cruises that have the roller coasters and stuff. I love that. But I wish Carnival would mix it up a little bit with the XL class and maybe do another attraction other than a roller coaster. something a little different. I know, like the cookie cutter, like let's stamp these out and let's do this, and this is where we're at. But I mean, man,
like
it
a
would
big
be nice.
dry slide that's like 18 stories or something.
Ooh,
That
a
would be
dry slide. Oh, that's great.
So Oasis class ships are about 225,000 and can accommodate 5,400 passengers. So this is right there. This is right there in line with Oasis class ships.
Yeah.
So okay. So Tam Tam says it could be Tam.
I think
long
it's
A.
Tam.
Tom.
I don't know.
Tom.
Let's know if we're
Look,
butchering your name. I would feel bad if we do.
Short A,
So,
long A, doesn't matter. But she says,
wow.
Radiance, April is the Riviera for a 6-day panorama. She's West Coast. Oh, you must be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's West Coast. And then a Greenland Elite. Oh, that's nice.
Why did you say that negatively? One of our co-hosts. Hey,
Tammy.
you have friends.
That's what I'm saying. She must be one of those other girl. That other girl that we have on our show's friend or something. No, I'm just kidding, Jen. Well, we call her, but yeah. So no, we have yeah. So she says I'm in Detroit. Oh, so you know Eddie and Laura then?
There you go.
You know Eddie and Laura?
Yeah. Do you know Eddie and Laura?
Or Warmstrong, Bill Warmstrong, or Bill Armstrong, Warmstrong Adventures.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. Here, let me click that. So I'm just, but anyways, we're new to this live thing. We're
very new,
podcasters.
actually.
This vodcast stuff is not us. We're trying our best.
And this is a perfect segue.
I'm sure it is.
Did you know we were just talking about giant ships, right?
Giant ships.
Giant ships. Did you hear about the Spirit?
giant
Giant ships. Did you hear about the Spirit? It is returning to mobile.
May 24. That was okay. Awesome. Trevor, you were going on a Alaska cruise in April of 24. Y'all
Yeah.
were just a few days apart.
Yeah, actually, we were.
Sam,
Wow.
Sam, you are now my favorite person.
Yes.
Only because my first cruise.
You're muffled again. Your microphone.
I got to get a new mic. I don't believe this. I changed cables. I don't know
Yeah.
maybe it's my port on my computer.
I
Who
don't
knows?
know.
But am I clear again?
Yeah,
Is
you're
everything
clear.
Better. Okay.
You're good.
So, Spirit is my favorite ship. I hope it would be your favorite ship as well, Tam, since it's the only ship that you've cruised. But it is home based in Mobile, Alabama, and it just returned this week, and it had its first sailing a couple days ago out of Mobile, and it's here now until it goes back to. We let Alaska borrow it during the summertime because we have so many awesome ports that are already kind of down here that go, to the Caribbean and stuff. So we say, okay, we're gonna let Alaska use the Spirit for a few months, just because, and we get it for 8 months out of the year.
Yeah. Well, and I do wish, because I would like something that's within like feasible driving distance. I do wish that Mobile would get a full-time full-time cruise ship there with Carnival. So do they have any other cruise ships that are there year-round?
No. Spirit is the only cruise ship that goes out of Mobile.
Oh, okay. But what about Mobile?
So speaking of Alaska, I will do a proper segue. Speaking of Alaska, the last cruise ship from Alaska just left.
Really?
So yes, we have just had the NCL, or I'm sorry, the Norwegian Jewel, which is NCL, right? Norwegian Cruise Line. Norwegian Jewel left Juneau on Thursday, and it is now over. The Alaska cruise season is officially over. 200 days is finished. So now all of the people who live in Alaska, who live in Juneau, are celebrating and throwing a huge party because none of us ignorant tourists are going back to their town until next April.
Oh.
And I'd say that tongue in cheek, but it is where it's at. I mean, this article, I was going to get into it and read about it. But the thing is, I mean, it even talks about it in this article that was on the KTOO.org, which is one of the local news stations up there in Alaska that's covering this. But it talks about, and I thought this was interesting. I do want to cover this. So the first ship for 2025 is slated to be April 14th. The first ship from this year was April 9th. Okay, so now the people of Juneau have voted for 2026. The first ship is not allowed to port until May.
Oh, okay.
So they have, I get it. They also have limited the number of cruise ships and passengers that are allowed to be in port now. So currently it's about 21,000 on its busiest days. They've restricted it to 16,000 for during Monday through Friday or Sunday through Friday, and only 12,000 people are allowed to visit on Saturday.
Well, and this kind of goes back to the conversation on the podcast where we were talking about, these different islands and different ports that are limiting or they're just sick of tourists just flooding them daily almost. Key West has been a prime example of that. Yep. They've been fighting it. They wanted to expand the port and they were like, no. So.
Yep. Yeah, so that's where it's at, and so and then continuing with the and also Bangor, Maine. That's what we talked about in the podcast.
Yes.
But so now here's the thing, right? So Alaska's limiting the number of ships and the number of passengers that are coming to Juneau.
Yeah.
Today, MSC announces they're putting a ship in Seattle and they're cruising to Alaska.
Yay.
Trevor
Shelby approved. I don't know.
So, I mean, for those that don't know, MSC, Italian-based company, they basically they just are putting a ship in Galveston. They have a ship in Orlando/Port Canaveral. They have a ship in Miami, and now they're going to start a port. They're going to put a ship in Seattle, and it's going to be cruising to Alaska as well. Now, MSC, to my knowledge, does not have smaller cruise ships like the Seaside, the Seascape, the Meraviglia. All of those are larger cruise ships.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't say what ship they're going to be putting there, but I mean, you got to have a Spirit size class ship, which is, a slightly smaller size to get into in those ports up in Miami in British Columbia.
Well, and
it does say disregard. Okay, here it is. I should have read the article further.
Oh, well, yeah, if you read it.
It's a 92,000 ton, 2,550 passenger. So right there inside of that Spirit class, MSC. I really should have POESIA. So the Posia,
maybe
Posia.
Why not? Posia.
It's Italian. It's probably Posia.
Yeah,
like the Venezia.
Yeah,
and the Firenze.
Well,
so
and I would say that makes a lot of sense because a lot of those ports. When I was on that 14-day cruise in Alaska, we went to a lot of like places that don't typically take a ton of ships, and a lot of those ports were like really tiny, and so it was pretty interesting.
We just need to make Will one of our hosts. I mean,
absolutely.
He knows everything about MSC. Will, you are now our MSC expert.
Yes.
So a fifth port, because they do. They actually cruise out of New York as well. Now that I think about it. I forgot about
one
that.
thing I will say about MSC is this is what I know about them. They love to send text messages. So they got my phone number and I get like a daily message like, Trevor, hey. So they're always tempting me. I want to do it, man. And that's what is it. MSC FRGC 5? 4. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
2026.
Yes. Okay.
FRGC 4.
I'm excited about that.
FRGC 3 is going to Alaska in May. And then the following year, 2026, FRGC 4 is on the MSC. Oh, look at this guy. He's got his bike. He's taking a picture of his bike at the southernmost point.
That's a dude that loves that bike.
That's a dude who loves. Like, I'm thinking of that one insurance commercial where the guy takes his bike to the to the party.
Well,
his plus
what if he drove that bike from like New York, okay? And
or north Maine, like all the way up there, like Moosehead Lake, Maine,
or to the northernmost point.
Now he's taking a picture while he's on his bike and in front of the southernmost point. So
the peace sign was kind of cool.
I don't think it was peace. I don't think it was peace. I think it was this. I think it was it
was a peace sign.
You think
I choose to believe. I don't know.
Okay, me neither. But I don't know if you guys are enjoying this or not. I hope you are. If you're not, give us a thumbs up in our. Just kidding.
I can't see all the thumbs, but there you go.
So here's the thing: we've got So we're at our peak. We're at our peak watch content right now. I just had a guy text me, says that he had watched for a little bit, but he had to get back to it, and he's not even a cruiser. So Will says I'm not real sure about that. Will, I think you are our MSC expert.
Yeah.
So. But
hang on. Most important stream we got to check.
Okay. They're still watching us. How cool. Now they're pointing at us because but Okay, see that. Tam, I'm sorry. I am not even going to read that. So,
Well, you're not going to read it.
no.
Did they give you gifts?
No, it wasn't that. It was the port she was talking about.
Oh, well, you're just you're just being silly because you're mad because they've got a year-round ship now, and Mobile did not get one.
It's salty.
Salty. Do they give you
So-
gifts? I don't know. What kind of gifts are you talking about? So,
All
as a
Carnival-
pristine platinum member here
Oh my
on
gosh.
Carnival, I will say yes, they do give you gifts. I get free laundry. I get coming up soon a baseball hat.
Trevor,
Yes.
Trevor.
And-
Let's back up, and this is her first. She just went on her first cruise in April of this
Yes.
year or May of this year
But-
on the Carnival Spirit to Alaska,
But it's something to
and she has
aspire
a
for.
few more
And-
scheduled.
And it sounds like she's going to be platinum way quicker than most people. So, so I'm just going to throw that out there. She's getting those casino deals.
Steve with the throwback from the podcast.
Yes, you get a pencil. That's a good one. So you do get a pencil. You don't get a pen. We're not there yet. So,
Oh, hey, Dilbert, nice to see you, Mr. Rob.
hey, Dilbert.
We say Dilbert,
So-
Rob, whichever your first name preference.
Hey.
we got a lady coming in buying some more rice. Let's see what
Yes.
she buys. Oh, there's the money. Oh, she just threw her money on the
Yes, she
counter.
did. She goes, "Give me that rice."
Oh man, let's see. She getting rice.
And how
Yeah,
much rice
she
did she buy? Oh, she bought some kind of oil too, or
Uh-huh.
bags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Oh boy,
very cool.
man. See, that is the way you do business in wherever we're watching. Okay.
Yes.
And you see how quick and prompt that was. I mean, that was amazing. But here's what I want to
So-
point out in this shop. I do want to point out this shop, right? See this guy, he's walking through the rice. Like when we were first watching this we watched this live stream for about 10 minutes because it's just so honestly for me, it's very interesting. I love local life. I love that kind of thing. But I look at this shop and look at all of the stuff that they have to offer in here. They've got rice, they've got beans, they've got looks like maybe eggs up front, they've got spices, all of this stuff. And then all of a sudden, this guy right here that's at the front, that's stocking the front. Look, see, that's what he's doing. He's stocking the front up there.
Now he's gonna go
He just-
disappear.
He just walks through the rice, and there's like another room back there.
Hold on. Hold on.
I mean, what's back there? Yeah, the pen does not come until you are gold. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Hey, you can keep your sight and sell card and not
Oh, wait.
recycle it.
do you get no? No, you don't get a pen as a red card or a red card. It has to be gold card. It's gold, platinum, and diamond. Those are the three. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll get a
So
red card.
You can tell why I switch away from this because Mr. Manning really likes rice sellers.
I'm sorry. I don't necessarily have yellow fever, but I just enjoy. I love those third world countries. I mean those ladies right there and that guy are doing what they need to do to make a buck, and that's amazing to me. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So
Hey,
you
you
get a
want to
red
talk about
card and a free bottle of water.
you want to talk about making a buck? I'm gonna switch scenes here.
See,
I
there
would
you
like-
go. Dilbert Rob got it. They are selling rice in the
in
future.
the future. So don't get him started, man. So I do want to point out this is very cool. I got an order from Trevor Shelby, and Sandra ordered
Any relation?
Yeah, it's my sister.
Okay.
So she bought some soap, and so I got her soap ready before the show. And she wanted the Halloween soap because guess what? This is Halloween week. It's spooky out there, and so we've got the Rum Runners Revenge soap going out. This is from ducksoaps.com. Make an order today. Your shipment will be out tomorrow. Forbidden Forest. This one is delicious. I love it. And we have the Jack O Lather soap. I love all of this. We are If you go to the website, you'll see that we've got like a whole like shindig thing going on. Pretty cool.
You skipped over it so fast. What website?
Oh, ducksoaps.com.
Oh,
So
ducksoaps.com. Yes.
yeah, not soap ducks. Don't go there.
No.
Yeah, it's frightening. Go to ducksoaps.com, and that's where you can find all of your soap needs.
Are they running any kind of specials right now?
Yes. So if you order the right now, if you order 1 bar of soap, I do have a code on there where you can, and it's I don't have it in front of me, but it is it's in the little blog thing at the bottom, so you can get it 20% off right now.
Okay.
And you can also get free shipping if you spend over $20. So
Say
that's an
what?
automatic. You don't even need a code for that one. You just
That's
spend
awesome.
over $20 and it throws it up there. But that's
real
only
cool.
that's only until October 31st. So it's only because it's so spooky out there. So I don't
Speaking
know.
of October,
Yeah.
Tam says she'll be October and she'll be gold.
What? That's awesome.
I don't know if she means this October or 2025, but I'm thinking 2025.
Yeah. Well, the that's pretty cool though. I mean,
Yeah.
so
100%.
she's gonna be beating Reese out already. So
No, she'll beat me. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I knew. Yeah, I knew Tam. I knew it was 2025.
Oh.
So yeah, 2025, October of next year, she will be gold. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
glad. And here's the problem with cruising, and we're going to talk. And this is actually our next topic.
Mhm.
Cruising is addictive
Absolutely.
and it's expensive, but I am glad that you have got bit by the bug, and that you also have found the podcastaways that talks about
Yes.
cruising.
Yeah, absolutely.
February,
We-
May, October, back to backs. Awesome.
Back-to-back cruises, I approve. I love it. So I've done side-to-side cruises, never really a true back-to-back, but I've done side-to-side, which is where you get off a ship and at the home port, and then you go get on another one. So
Yes, side by side. And that back to back's on the Conquest. Conquest is one of those that Conquest is one of those ships that I have not been on, but do plan on cruising.
yes.
Will G
Well.
says I need to start gambling.
I need to
then
start
she-
developing a problem, guys.
She's feeling that her platinum status. Oh boy, we'll be.
Woo!
We're gonna turn that off.
Love it. So I'm currently on my 4-year plan to hit diamond, and so you'll
right.
be there getting the free laundry, getting the baseball hat, and everything else. So
Yes,
absolutely amazing.
airfare is the biggest thing, and especially being in Detroit. Let me encourage you. Alabama has very low cost of living. I mean, the houses are very nice, and I am where I live at personally in Alabama. I am 7 hours or less from 6 ports.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
That's very tempting. I'll tell you what, because I'm serious. Like Megan and I have really thought about like goals and stuff of where we want to go, where we want to like when we retire, because we live in Oklahoma, and so we just. Oh, I mean, it's a long drive to Galveston. It's a long drive to New Orleans, and it's even longer to Miami. Believe me, we almost didn't make it. So that being that close to several ports is amazing.
It is. It's fantastic. And if Mobile would go year round, it would be even more fantastic. So, but she's going to do a side-by-side in next April on 2026 on the Panorama and the Firenze. So she's getting off the Panorama, jumping over to the Firenze, and a stay at the Queen Mary in between August 25.
Are you
Elite
just
and
booking cruises
Platinum.
while you're listening to us?
All of these are what she's already said.
I know. I mean,
That's exactly it right there. See, that's it. So they spent $6,000 at the casino, but got that back plus more with free cruises. Yes,
absolutely.
that is the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I know several people. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that, And I do not have the t-shirt to prove it, but the free cruises that I got just did not, because I didn't go enough money. I wasn't quite that much, but we do know people who do drop that kind of money who get sweets and stuff all the time.
Speaking of money,
speaking of
spending on cruises,
yes, that is such a fantastic dude. I applaud you. Here, hold on. Let me actually get this, and I'm even gonna, because if those of you who listen to podcasts, the Carnival Cruising Podcast Ways, it comes out on Saturday. You can find it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
anywhere that a podcast is.
A lot of places, yes. You will learn that Trevor does not do segues well.
No, I didn't. And I think I did this segue perfectly. And the segue is to my good friend's business. Hello, traveler. It seems you have found cruisingswag.com.
Yes, there you have it, cruising swag. But she stalks the sites because her offers do change, and that is one thing. That's a real fact. They give you those free cruises just for a short term, and then they'll jump up on you and get rid of them, and you'll be back. But cruising swag is not a lot of money. I don't know why you're talking about spending a lot of money. You can get some very good. I mean,
on t-shirts.
And so, but anyways, moving along, we do have a lot of money talk, and like I was trying to get to earlier, and then I got distracted with the rice people. But there's new news out.
Yeah, what's that?
2025, okay, was one of, or not 2025, 2024 has been the largest. Where did that article go? I did not send it? Oh, you're kidding me. No, there it is. I got it. Okay. I found it. Sorry. 2024 was the largest. Stop laughing at me, man. This is why we do recorded podcasts, because of this right here. Okay. This live stuff just does not work for me.
It's the largest what, man? I don't know if it's 4 or 5, 2024, 2025. Tell me.
2023. 2023 saw the most cruise passengers worldwide. 31.7 million people. 31.7 million people took a cruise in 2023.
Yes.
I mean,
that would have been a way better segue with money than what I did. You should have thought about that.
So here's the thing, right? So with all of that comes, we know that more people are taking cruises. It's already been predicted that 39.4 million people are going to be cruising by 2027. Royal has already announced it. Carnival has announced it. Their rates are going up. Royal is increasing their tuition, their gratuities. Carnival is increasing their that's true, Will, but here's the thing. Okay, click on that so people can see that. I'm out of the screen, so I'm like I say, I see it pop up on my phone. But in 2017, prior to the pause, that was the first. 2019, that was the highest, and that was the previous high. It was 29.7 million. So with the people being cooped up for 2 years and everything else, this article talks about, and it's over on travelandtourworld.com. They talk about that. Obviously it has it's rebounded. Everything has now, it's just completely. So it reflects renewed customer confidence in cruising, bolstered by enhanced health and safety measures, flexible booking policies, and pent up demand for travel after 2 years of pandemic induced restrictions. So it obviously does all relate to that. But so the number of the people that are cruising are continuing to move. They're continuing to rise. It's continuing to go up. And so thus, like I said, Carnival has specifically said that they are raising their rates in 2025. Royal has raised their gratuities twice in the last, I think, 6 months. And so the rates keep going up. And the reason that the article also talks on this. So if we were recording this for the podcast, we would have just wiped all that, and I would start off by saying all of it. So, but that's not what we're going to do here on this live. I'm just going to come in, and you're going to follow my brain, and you're going to follow my track of thought. So cruising, if you cruise, most of you do who are watching this podcast or this vodcast, this live, cruising is a very economical vacation.
Yes.
Right? I mean, $125 to $150 a night is your average. I know they do get higher, except sometimes it's up $175 to $200, but very common for you to find $125 to $150 a night for a cruise. So hotels typically $75 to $100 for a 2-star, 3-star hotel. $100 to $150 for a 3-star, low 4-star hotel, and upwards of $1,500 a night for the super duper luxe hotels. Now, my question to you, Trevor, and to those in the chat, ADD is a real thing, Brandon. You are correct. So, sorry, I'm okay? Where does it get to? What cost per night are you at to not cruise again?
So for me to just totally cut it out, never cruise, I'm done.
Or restrict it to once a year.
This is hard for me because we plan our cruises way out ahead of time, and we pay them off over time, and so it's very manageable right now. If it became not so manageable, it'd be a little hard. Like that 2-week Alaskan cruise, I don't even want to say how expensive that was, but it was a little ridiculous, and I absolutely would do it again and spend even more. So I don't know. It would take quite a bit probably to get me off cruising completely, but to do it more casually, if I might go from 3 cruises, 4 cruises a year, and then I might be doing 1 or 2. You know what I mean? That it may significantly impact the number of cruises I go on.
So if you're watching of course you're watching on YouTube. Never mind. This is the new embroidery logo that is going to be coming out soon for cruising swag polos and hats.
Hang on, let's put this back up. Oh. So the stickers are awesome. Yes.
So Dilbert, I guess, has ordered a shirt.
Hey, very cool.
Okay, so Dilbert, you can keep your anonymity, but that's kind of cool, man. Thank you, or her, or you, lady, for ordering a shirt. I guess I'm hoping that the stickers were as good as the shirt, but anyway. And who knows? Maybe they didn't order a shirt and they just think that the stickers on my brewmate are awesome. But anyways. Oh, what Trevor said. What did Trevor say? Oh, I know what Trevor said. Never mind. Yes. And that's the thing. I don't know either that I will ever stop cruising. I don't know. I do know that it will get to a point it's going to outprice itself for me. I mean, right? I mean, right now, if you do listen to the podcast, this is a broken record for you, but I uplift my cruises. So
Yeah.
I uplift a cruise, I run through it, I almost get it paid off, and I book another cruise. And I run 2 uplifts, sometimes 3 uplifts at a time. We have friends that live up there in Detroit. We won't tell you how many cruises they run on uplift. Holy cow. But uplift is a very, very good thing for those that don't have, a couple $1,000s just sitting in the bank account to be able to drop on
100%.
So that's what I do. So I uplift my cruises and I'll run 2, sometimes 3 cruises a year or a month. And whenever a cruise drops off, I book another cruise, and that's just where it's at. So Dilbert Rob says he has 2 uplifts running right now. So yeah. And so for me, when it gets to the point to where I'm always going to have at least, I would imagine, be able to afford at least 1 uplift, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I personally, if I'm getting to where I'm paying $250 a night for an interior cabin, I'm going to start considering taking a land vacation and getting a hotel instead.
Yeah. Oh, and that's 100% understandable. We've talked about some of that before. Just like, hey, let's spend a week in Key West, or let's go to Mexico, or
Las
have a good
Vegas.
time. Or Las Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of things that could get you a good vacation, and a lot of the things that pull you to cruising is a lot of the inclusiveness of everything. So food and, you get to have a good time while you travel.
right.
And
Exactly. You get to see
entertainment.
multiple countries, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not a mind reader, but I do have a feeling that I understand this comment, even though this is one of the most random comments we've ever received.
Hey,
Talk about
1000%
ADD.
true.
Talk about ADD. But okay, that's what's up. All right, that's perfect. Thank you, Dilbert Rob. And what he means by 2, not
2 shirts.
2 shirts, exactly. So, but going back to it, AARP. Trevor, explain to the people, you are an AARP supporter.
Yes, absolutely. I have the card in my wallet. So, and I check it often. So I just bought recently a $500 gift card with Carnival, and they send it to you digitally. So you get an email about it and gives you the code and all that stuff. And the cool thing about AARP is that they'll get you set up with discounts on those kind of things. So what I paid, I got $50 off basically. So I paid $450, got a $500 gift card. So I saved a lot there. And so that wasn't too bad. So with AARP, you don't have to be advanced in age to get it. So you can be, I believe, just about any age. I believe it goes just whatever. You just got to pay the premium. And then there's like a yearly cost. So it's like less than $20. So I've got to say it's a really good deal. But
it's a very good deal. So you cannot beat it. 10% off, and now, according to one of our listeners that I've spoken with, you're able to even forepay on those gift cards.
Yeah. You said that before, and I tried to look into that, and I never found it. Not on the website or not on the app. But it might be there. They just might be like, Trevor doesn't need this in his life.
Exactly.
So there you go.
So
hey, I just wanted to do something real quick because I was like, it's a little risky, but these guys are this band. It doesn't look like it kind of looks like they're packing up.
Stop what you're saying.
But
Sheila, welcome to our madness.
Welcome.
First time cruising, really learning a lot, and thank you. All right. So that's why we do this.
Absolutely. Yes. So
I'm sorry. I try and keep it a straight face.
Couldn't do that. We do enjoy that you enjoy the show. So Very much welcome here. So I just wanted
Very,
to, they're
very,
still
very
these
much.
guys, they appear that they're leaving. They're actually secretly singing still. Do you want to hear what they're singing?
I see. Here's the thing, though. They're just in between sets. They're
Yeah,
not
but
packing
here,
up.
let me hear. Let's sample some of their music.
Oh, okay. Let's hear what they're singing.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
We
I thought you were-
love the podcastaways,
Oh.
always grooving along.
What?
They chat about cruises with laughter so strong.
What?
Fans everywhere like Tam Tam will tune into the show for that thrill.
What? That's crazy.
Brandon and Delbert, they know the score. Live on YouTube, always wanting more. From sea adventures to tales untold, they keep the stories shining bold. Hit subscribe and stay for the ride. Every week a journey world in boy. Laughs and waves and moments shared. In this podcast world we're all ensnared. From the deck to
All right,
Those
it just
guys,
keeps going. It's
they
like
are
6
amazing.
minutes long.
They are amazing. That's amazing.
They are amazing. It doesn't appear that they're singing, but they are.
They
That's
sounded
crazy.
just like Madison and the Deckhands over at Carnival Cruising Podcast.
What?
on, Spotify.
That's crazy. They stole their style.
All right. So you got to go to Klarna and just look up AARP, Trevor.
Oh, okay. I have no clue what Klarma is, but
Oh boy, Sheila.
ooh. Okay. let's get into this before we end the show. So, Sheila,
That's a great
I
question.
will say you can my first experience, I'm gonna speak this because Mr. Manning has a bias here. But
No, I don't. No, I don't. No,
okay.
I don't.
He doesn't. Okay, so I will say that my experience with Carnival, they have PVPs that will book your cruises, and my PVP was a complete wonderful person, and I will say that she did an amazing job. And anytime I needed her, I would call and she would answer, or if she didn't, she would always call me right back, and I would get my stuff booked and all that. And she stayed in contact. It was great. If you get a good PVP with Carnival, if it is Carnival, and I don't know, I'm not 100% about the other cruise lines, but with Carnival, if you get a good one, I mean, it's hard to give that up. But I will say, my PVP was good until she wasn't. And the problem was that she went, I kind of felt jaded. I mean, it was kind of like through the pandemic, I would say. And so it was kind of like, man, like we got booked on some really iffy spots. There was like a lot of little things that we had asked for, like Megan has allergies to, she has reactions to feather pillows, and that was always
Also known
taken
as
care of.
down. But
Yeah, whatever. So I don't know. I'm from Oklahoma, okay. So there's that, and so I switched, and I do have a travel agent now, and I'm never going back. So that's where I'm at, and I will say there's like a lot of a personal thing to it. I've got a really good travel agent. I've got someone that will go the extra mile for me, that sits on the phone. Like I need to get a hold of Carnival, and they're going to go sit on the phone for me. So
exactly.
but
And I'm going to say the exact same thing. And the bias that he's referring to is my wife is a travel agent. Okay. And so PVP side, I had one of the best PVPs I could ever ask for. I still even communicate with her to this day, and we're going to be interviewing her on Carnival Cruising Podcastaways very shortly, as soon as the talent acquisition manager gets off of his butt and does what he's
I don't
supposed
know. That's
to.
a slippery slope.
But and so with that being said, I mean, I don't know Royal. I don't know any of the other cruise lines because I haven't used them. When I cruised Royal before in the early 2000s, I used a travel agent then for that trip. But I will say this much. Bonvoy. I'm a Bonvoy member with Marriott, and they have a booking site that I can use in there. And that's another fantastic way to book a cruise. There are a lot of different options out there, and it's just whatever feels right for you, honestly.
You could now book cruises through Southwest.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Wild. I could get tons of Southwest points.
Yeah, that's the thing. And so I book my cruises through Bonvoy. Yeah, I book my cruises through Bonvoy. I get Bonvoy points. I can even use my Bonvoy points to pay for my cruise.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool. Pretty cool thing. So absolutely,
Brandon has a good point. So it depends on how much work you want to put into it. You can do the research all with yourself. You can have someone do it for you for free, and then they know what to look for. So, and that's the thing. I mean, if you're busy and you say, hey, I want to go on a cruise in February of 2025, and you don't know where you want to go or how much you want to spend, you can tell that to a travel agent and they'll look it up for you, and they'll be done. Yeah. So she's saying that she wants to go on Carnival out of Texas, out of Galveston.
There you go, Galveston. That is my.
May I encourage you look at the
place.
Carnival Cruising Podcastaways Group Cruise 2026. Could be going out of Galveston, might be going out of New Orleans, but it's definitely probably going out of one of those two places.
Yes, and we over at our Facebook group, we're doing the planning for that now. If you search for Carnival Cruising Podcastaways on Facebook and listen to Carnival Cruising Podcastaways on every major podcasting network. We do this thing with a bunch of other people, have a good time. We talk about Carnival a lot, and so between us, I think we have like a gazillion cruises.
I just want you to switch over real quick to the deer view. Let's see what's happening at the deer. These guys have finished. They are setting up. So so let's look at the deer. Oh shucks, really? Oh wait, no.
Was there something else? I missed it.
What about the rice booth?
That's where I was headed.
New Orleans. Well, we got other things. So for those that are new in our group, we do these live streams just for other non-programmed content, if that makes sense. Planned, I guess. So this stuff here, though, to me, I can talk all day about this. I mean, right now, old girl she's trying to chat. This isn't Tam Tam. That's not Sheila either, though. That could be Dilbert Robb. Is that Dilbert Robb? If that's you, look up. It's not Dilbert Robb.
Oh God. That dog could be Minion's brother.
it could. You're right. Up, hey! It is Dilbert Robb. It is Dilbert Robb.
Great. It is. So we have too much fun with this thing, man.
Last week we were watching that camera right there at Sloppy Joe's because it was Fantasy Fest. If you're familiar with Key West Fantasy Fest,
Key West.
Oh my gosh, we were wow.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Had a great time. So those videos are up if you want to go where you watch them. So, well, Mr. Manning, do you have anything else you want to bring up?
I don't. I don't. I appreciate those that were in the comment section tonight commenting. Let's finish with this, okay?
Yes.
I want to know a number. Somebody put a number on it. For me, it's $250-ish per night on a cruise.
Oof, that would be rough.
5-day cruise is over $2,500 for two people.
Yeah.
A 4-day cruise would be $2,000. Right now, you're getting 4-day cruises anywhere from $750 to $1,100. So that's over double, obviously. So where is it? What is that magic number? What's going to happen? What is it going to take for you to say, okay, I can't cruise anymore? Not anymore. I mean, just period. I have to stop cruising. 250 is my number. What's your number?
I would say, man, 250. You really put it in perspective, breaking it down on a 5-day cruise. Gosh, I would say right around there, like 225. I would just be like, it's just not even worth it at this point. I might as well just book a flight somewhere and spend a week in Vegas.
And so
I don't know, man.
Will G's at 175. So yeah, I get that. Will, I mean, that's another
100% get that.
yeah, and that's the thing, because okay, going back to it, breaking it down, right? I'm lucky enough to spend 130 plus nights in a hotel a year. I shouldn't say lucky enough, but I do. I mean, if you listen to the podcast every other week, this is one of those rare weeks that I'm home for non-travel. But so with that being said, I earn points while I'm staying in hotels. I only stay Marriott brand hotels. So I'm a Bonvoy member. I alluded to that earlier with the, what book you want to do or whatever, whoever you want to book with. And just so you don't think that I'm BSing you, there it is right there. 137 nights per year this year. All right. So, I mean, I stay in hotels quite a bit, so I get a lot of points. With that being said, it makes it a little bit easier for me to stay in a hotel. It makes it a lot cheaper. And so I can up my 250 a little bit because I'm planning on getting a free, and I know you want to be silly and put your mic in front of your face. I wasn't even paying you no attention. But so I can up it a little bit. You're number one, Brandon. You're number one. But the thing is if I didn't have that, then those numbers are going to go down.
Yeah.
I mean, because or maybe, yeah. I mean, the number wouldn't be that high because I can afford more with not having to pay for a hotel, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I get what you're saying.
But yeah. So Brandon, where are you at, man? Be honest. What number would it be at for you? And if it's $150 a night, man, that's fine. I mean, 175.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. But I'll be honest, Will, it's not far from that right now. It's getting 2025 is going to be kind of close to that number, I feel. So maybe, and that's why he's doing a lot of MSC cruises, because MSCs are less expensive. Brandon's saying 200. Okay. So Rob, if you're around, Steve, if you're still in here, I mean, we still got a little bit of about that number. We should, I don't know, but our numbers have stayed pretty steady here throughout the night. But yes, that's just something, like I said, and who knows? I really would like to take this and make this a what do they call that whenever on TV when they have like the Chicago fire? Steve says 200. So whenever they have like Chicago fire has an episode and then it goes over into Chicago PD, you know what I mean? Like those cross episode things. I think truthfully, we should possibly cover this on Wednesday night as well. I know we've kind of beat it a little bit, but we get more perspective with Jen, Tom, and possibly Reese.
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing. And just so you know, Reese will definitely be there Wednesday. So
happy to hear that.
Was talking to him earlier.
He had a comedy set, and I know we also have some video that we're going to be playing on Wednesday night that I was thinking about playing tonight. But I don't want to do it live. I'd rather do it to where we know that it's going to work properly. Hey, look, that one didn't have anybody writing on top of it. You got to go back to the first live.
Yeah, you got to watch it. It's wild, man. Or check out our TikTok. It's on there.
Yeah, so. It literally looked like there was somebody on top of the golf cart as it was riding down the road. But moving back to it, so we have some video that I'm going to be sharing with you guys of one of our cult members. Dilbert Rob says 200 as well.
Okay.
Yep. So I think that's that magic number. I mean, and I would imagine that's for interior cabin. So I would imagine that's interior. So, but it is, yes, it is, Brandon. You're 100% right on that, man. 100%. I love having Reese in there. So guys, ladies, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Trevor? Do
Oh,
you
I
have
thought
anything?
I thought you were doing it. Definitely check us out over on Facebook. Search for the Podcastaways. We got a open group. It's not private like the other people, losers. And so
Not that.
it
Just
is. Yeah, the Podcastaways.
just never mind. Light won't make it work.
Hey,
Just
do
like
that
our
with-
channel here.
Do that with the proper finger, not the middle one. So, anyways,
Whoops.
Yeah, no, check us out there and definitely subscribe. And we'll be here next week. So, ooh, yes, never can do interior. I understand that my first cruise was a balcony, man, and it's hard. But sometimes you're broke and you just got to go on a cruise ship. Okay. Good night. Good
But
night,
yeah,
everybody.
100%. We did our first cruise after the pandemic. We did a MSC balcony, and
Yes.
my wife said from that point on we'd never cruise balcony again. And for our next 3 cruises, we cruise balcony, and one of them was aft view balcony, and it was
Yes.
so.
I imagine that'd be a nice view.
It was, yeah. I mean, I love looking at a good aft. So,
Yes,
all right,
absolutely.
but they are free. That's one of the best things for it, Tam. All right, thank you so much again, everybody, for watching. Hey, we're going to be back here next Monday night.
Next
so
Monday,
be sure to
6:30.
hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell next to it. You'll be alerted whenever it's about to come out. Also, go over to our Carnival Cruising Podcastaways YouTube channel. We also have, you can subscribe and hit the bell there.
Yeah.
And on Sunday or Saturday mornings when the podcast comes out, you'll be alerted and you can listen to the audio side of it there.
Yeah, and you could watch the whole video on Spotify as well, the whole podcast. So we'll see you guys next time.
Adios, everybody.
This song is for the blue card reads. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you, that's how I know you. Go on, near, far, whatever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you are here in my heart, and my heart will go on and